Okay guys, so are you trying to grow your business or boost your sales? Well, good news, I found this awesome WooCommerce plugin called WholesaleX that allows you to reach out to a much wider audience. So with it, you can sell to both B2B and B2C customers from the same website. So that means no more switching between different platforms, spending countless hours reconciling multiple transactions, or missing out on potential customers. Well, basically, WholesaleX makes everything easier from managing orders to pricing. So trust me, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity to drastically increase your sales and reach out to wider audience. Okay, so let me show you all the amazing features WholesaleX has to offer and how it can transform your business. Okay guys, so welcome to the WholesaleX website. So with it, you can increase sales and grow your business by selling to both B2B and B2C. And you have all these different features here, which is absolutely amazing. Now let's address the cost first, okay? So let's go to pricing here. And as you can see from here, I have two different options, yearly and lifetime. So the one we're going to use today is the business plan, which is $225. It's one-time payment, or you can select the yearly plan as well, which is $195, but you'll have to renew every year. So clearly here, the best value is the lifetime one, okay? So if you're only using this for one website, it'll be $209. If it's for three websites, up to three websites, $224. And for agencies, up to 20 sites, it's $399. And that's a one-off payment, obviously. Now, let me show you the website we're going to use. So let's pretend you're selling home appliances, maybe audio, video, whatever you're selling, you know? So it could be air conditioning, audio and video, gadget. So basically, if you land on your website here, this is intended for end users, so the full price and everything. Now, you might want to attract a wider audience by offering wholesale prices. So now let me show you how we can do so, okay? So let's go to our WordPress dashboard. So the first thing we're going to do is to install the plugin. So we go to Plugins, Add New, and right here in the search box, look for WholesaleX. So first, we have to install the free version, which is this one here, okay? So click Install and then Activate. Very good. And now we have a few steps to complete here. So let's go to the next step. So here you have to select if you want to sell to B2B, B2C, or both. So let's select both because that's the whole idea here. Okay, so let's click next. And right here, you're going to put the name of your website. So I'm just going to put Mr. Web. Okay, we upload our own logo. So let's select this one here. And then you can select the tier table layout that you want. As you can see, some of them are locked. But don't worry, we're going to install the pro version just afterwards. You can change this as you want, you know. So just select the first one for now and then click next. And that's basically it, okay? So now click ready to go. Very good, and welcome to your WholesaleX dashboard. Now there's one more step to take is to install the WholesaleX plugin, the pro version, okay? So we go back to plugins, add new. And this time we're going to upload it, okay? So you can dismiss those messages here altogether. Dismiss, dismiss. And then upload plugin, choose file, and then select the file that you just downloaded from their website, okay? Then install now. Very good, now activate the plugin. And then enter your license key, click check and save license, and then it will be fully activated. And now we are ready to get started. So by the side, you may have noticed we have a new tab here called WholesaleX. So this is your dashboard. If you click on this, so this is where you have access to all your main information, a quick overview of your financial situation. As you can see, the amount of customers, orders received, earnings, and also here all the main information relating to your earnings basically, okay? So that's a very handy feature indeed that's already built in. Now, as you can see by the side, you have all these different tabs. So let's start from the beginning. So let's go back to our website. So by default, you have only one type of user, which is just your customers here, okay? So when someone goes online and registers or purchases something, they create an account, and that account is basically your end user customers. So only one type of customers at the moment. But in our case, we want two types of customers. We want B2B and B2C. So as you can see by the side, you have user roles. So first we have to define those two different roles, okay? So by default, you have the guest users and the B2C users, which is your end user customer, okay? So now we need to add a new B2B role. So let's click on this button here, and there it is. It's been added here, so we can expand. And we can change the name, okay? So B2B customers, okay? So let's add like this. And then you have the display price. So clearly, when it's an end user, they just want to know how much they're going to pay. So price is including taxes. But B2B customers or wholesale customers are not interested in that. They're mostly interested in excluding tax because they can claim the VAT back, obviously, all these taxes. So I can change this as well, okay, right? So we're going to save this one. Very good. And now we can go back to the other. So let's go to B2C users, okay? And this one should display the price including taxes. And we do the same with the guest user here, including taxes, okay? That's very good. So this is sorted out. We have our two different types of user roles set up now. Okay, and the next logical step is to create two different registration forms, because when someone registers online on your website, you want to know if they are either wholesale customers or end users, okay? So for this, we scroll down here, we go to registration form. And this is another very handy feature. As you can see, you can customize your form straight up from here, So you can add a new field, for instance, So let's say if you were to onboard a B2B customer, you might want to check their website, make sure they are in business, and ask maybe for the VAT number or tax registration number or company registration number, okay? So you could add website, for instance, and perhaps as well a text area here. And you could ask them, for instance, please provide us with your VAT or company registration number, okay? And then based on that information, you can make an informed decision whether or not you want to provide them wholesale prices, okay? And then we can define whether or not we want to show those fields. So if you click on the small pencil here, you can exclude roles. So this one here, the website will not show for B2C and for guest. And the same with this one here. So exclude B2C and guest users, okay? And then make sure that you enable this toggle switch here, registration form. We're only going to show this for the registration form, and the same with this one, okay? So now you click update form. There you go, now it is saved successfully. And then if you want, you can change the field title here. Sorry, I forgot about that. So now we put here VAT plus reg number so they know what it is, okay? So let's click update again. So there it is. So now you can get the short code. So basically those short codes can be inserted in any pages that we're going to create. So our two different pages, two different registration pages, okay? So let's do that together now. Okay, so at the moment when someone goes on your website, the only way to register is by using the icon here, okay? Or going through the checkout process as usual. But what we're going to do is basically add another section here where your visitors have the option to select between B2B and B2C, okay? So as you can see, we have our footer section here. Maybe just perhaps those details here, we can add a new section right there, two different columns maybe, and one register as a wholesale customer and the other one register as a consumer. So let's do that together. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard, we go to all pages, look at the home page, and we're going to edit that with Elementor, or it could be any page builder you have. Obviously, it could be Gutenberg, Beaver Builder, even Divi, whichever, in our case here, we have Elementor installed, so that's what we're going to use. So let's scroll down our page. Like we said, we're going to add this at the bottom of our page, just right there, just on top of this one, okay? So we're just going to add a new section in between, and let's create this with two different columns, okay? So there they are, and then you can design that the way you want, basically. So I'm going to do that very quickly now, okay? So there you go, perhaps something like this, one column would be wholesale customers, the other one end users, a bit of text in between, and then two different buttons. Now we need to link those two different buttons to two separate pages. One would be the registration page for wholesale customers, and one would be the registration page for end users, okay? So again, we go back to our WordPress dashboard, and this time we're going to create two new pages. So we go to pages, add new, and then let's add our title. So perhaps the first one would be B2B registration, okay? And now we need to insert a block. So this one is going to be short code. And again, you can use any page builder. We can use Gutenberg here, which is fine. So now we go back to our WholesaleX dashboard. And as you can see, you have global, B2C, guest users, and B2B. So this is the one you need for this one. So copy, okay? Let's go back here and then paste. And then let's click publish, publish. So this is saved now. And now we can do the same with the B2C registration. So let's go back here now, add new page. So this one will be B2C registration. Let's add a shortcode block. And now let's add the shortcode to it. Okay, so this one is B2C. So this one, click, and then paste. And then publish, publish. And that's it. Our two pages are now created. And here they are, B2B registration and B2C registration. And now we can link them to our two different buttons. So let's link the first one here. This is B2B. So instead of the hashtag, we're going to link that to this page. So B2B registration. If you hover on the view one, right click and then copy link address and then paste it here instead of the hashtag. So this is one. And we'll do the same with the end user. Okay, so we go back here now, hover on top, view, and then copy link. And then let's paste this instead of the hashtag and let's click update. Now to demonstrate this, I have to open an incognito page, as you can see, because we shouldn't be logged in, obviously, So let's try the wholesale customer and the end user side as well. So if you register as a consumer, all you have basically is email and password. But if I register as a B2B customer, as you can see now, we are asked to enter a website and a VAT or registration number as well. And then you can run a background check after that, okay? So now let me show you another option as well that's available. As you can see, you have the login with form. You can add your login form next to it. So let's tick those boxes on B2B customers, for instance, and B2C, and the shortcode will change. So now you can go add this to your page, basically, okay? So this is the one we used to have. I'm going to replace this, as you can see, slightly longer, okay? So let's click update. And now let's reopen the incognito page. There it is. So let me refresh. And as you can see, now you have the login form next to it and the registration form. Obviously, you might want to remove the sidebar here altogether, You can design this differently, obviously, But this is the main principle. So you have login and registration, or registration on its own. Okay, very good. So now let's put this to the test and let's register as a wholesale customer. And then after that, I'm going to show you how you can approve or reject the application. Okay, so you need to put an email address here. So I'm just going to create a password, the website https, and then mrweb.tv, and then a registration number here, whatever it is, There you go. And then we click register. Very good. So this is done now. And then back to our WordPress dashboard. Let's go to the users now. Very good. And as you can see, this is the one. And the status is waiting approval. If you hover on top, as you can see, you have inactive, active, or rejected. Now, if you click on it, you can edit this. And you can have access to the information, As you can see, the website is mrweb.tv. So you can just open that in a new tab and check out their website, obviously, And you have the tax registration and everything here. So basically, based on that, you have enough information to run a quick background check and know whether or not they are actually in business. And if you want to approve them. If you want to approve them, basically, you click this button, reject or delete the user altogether. So let's approve the user, okay? And if we go back to WholesaleX users, as you can see, the status is now active. So we now have a new wholesale customer on our website. Okay, now let me show you how you can set different prices based on the user role, okay? So let's go ahead with this television here, maybe 75-inch television. So the regular price is 1629, okay, or end user price. Now maybe you offer that at maybe, I don't know, 1100 ex VAT for wholesale prices, okay? So let's go ahead with this. So we're going to look for this product in our backend. So we go to all our products. So let's search for 75-inch, search product. So there it is. If you open this, so where you have the normal price, normally you have only those two fields, 1749 and then sale price. But as you can see now, we have the B2C users, guest users, and B2B customers. Now you can set different prices based on the type of user role. So in our case here, we're going to set a different price just for the B2B users, okay? So let's say this one would be 1,050 or maybe 1,249 and perhaps on sale at 1,050. And you can also set a B2B price based on a minimum quantity, and you can add tier pricing. So for instance, if they were to buy 5 of them, you have a specific price. If you buy 10 of them, it's a reduced price again. So let's put this into practice, okay? So let's say we have a fixed price here. So it would be, so we said at the moment it's 1,249 down to 1,050 as a sale price. So let's say 1,020 if you buy at least 5. And we have the fixed price, or maybe 990 if you buy 10. And perhaps fixed price of, let's say, 900 for, let's say, 20. Okay, so now we can save this. So update. Very good. And now if we go back to our page, the price will not change here. We have to be logged in as a wholesale users, okay? So we're going to go and open our incognito page again, and we are going to log in as a wholesale customer. And let's put our email address here and our password, and let's log in. Okay, so now let's look for our 75-inch television. And there it is. As you can see, wholesale price 1,050. And if I was to add more to the shopping cart, we said from 5, so let's say 6 maybe. If I was to click add to cart, as you can see now the price is down to 1,020. If I added another 10 maybe, Let's see what's the price going to be like. It's down to 990. And now you can have a look at your shopping cart, and this is basically it. So this is working. Very good. So now let's go back to our product page. So if you scroll down here, you will find a tab that's called WholesaleX. And here you can change basically the layout as well. As you can see at the moment, you can display it this way. Remember, those were locked before, but since we installed the Pro version, you can select any of these, obviously, and this will help your visitors see the price breakdown for the tier pricing. So you can select any of them. So you can decide whether or not you want to show tier pricing. And you have also these different rules here. So for instance, you could override the tax exemption, override the shipping rule as well, and define the visibility. So basically you can hide the product for B2C altogether or hide it for visitors, So this is also a few different options that you might find useful. And as always, don't forget to click update once you've made all your changes. Now you can access those settings as well from a global standpoint. If you go here into settings and then you go back to design, as you can see, you can define this on a global scale. So throughout the whole website, so you don't have to do it individually per page, per product page, but basically it will apply to all your products on your platform altogether. Okay, so that's basically it for our settings. Okay, so now let me show you the next amazing feature, which is called dynamic rules. So this has got to do with pricing, basically special offers. You can basically create any rules you want from here. So all you have to do first is to type the title. So I'm just going to put test rule, okay, as an example here, and then we can create our rules. So first we need to select the type. So is it a product discount, a quantity-based discount, card discount, payment discount? As you can see, we have extra charge even here, buy X get Y, or BOGOF, buy X get 1 free, minimum order quantity, maximum order quantity. So it's a very comprehensive list of options that you can choose from. So you can literally, like I said, create any rules that you want and apply it in the front end. And this will help obviously with your conversion and get more sales. So let's create one together here. For instance, so let's say minimum order quantity. So we're going to set this for the television here. Okay, so the order here would be at least minimum 3 televisions. Okay, so let's set this up. So to whom does this apply? To all users, all roles, specific users, or specific role? If you don't define anything, it's basically for everyone going to your website. Now you might want to specify that only for specific roles, like for instance, only B2B customers, just for B2B, minimum order 5 or 3 or whatever it is, and then we need to define to which product it applies. Okay, so product in list, you have categories and attributes as well, or basically all products. So in our case here, it's product in list. And then we need to select which list. Okay, so as you can see here with all these items, so we're going to put 75. And this is the one, 75 inch. There you go. We select our product and we need to set the minimum quantity. So we said minimum 3. Okay, there you go. And let's save this for now. And obviously you can add multiple rules as well. Very good. And all we have to do now is just to enable it. You have the toggle switch here. So just enable that. Okay, as you can see now this is on. So let's go back to our front end and let's open our product page. And as you can see now, by default, the minimum order is set to 3. You cannot go below 3, it's 3 upwards. Okay, so this is how this works. So let's set another rule as well, because you can add multiple rules for the same product, basically. So if you go back to dynamic rules, now we can create a new one. Okay, so let's go here. So test rule 2. And then this time, let's say buy X get 1 free. Okay. And again, we're going to select for all users. And this time is going to be for the same product, so 75 inch. Okay. And then we can set our rule. So there you go. So quantity to buy, so X, you have to buy at least, let's say 10. So basically, if you buy 10, you get 1 for free. So let's just save this now. So let's go back to our rules. And we're going to enable both of them. Okay. So let's go back to our product page and let's refresh. So as you can see, minimum order is 3. So I'm going to add to cart. So let's have a quick look. So we have 3 of them in our shopping cart. And let's add another 8, let's say. Okay. Okay, now let's go and have a look. There you go. So let's have a quick look at our shopping cart and see if we got 1 for free. As you can see, we ordered 11 of them, which is more than 10. Okay. And in which case we got a discount of 1629. So 1 of them is for free. So this is basically how this works. And again, you can create as many rules as you want. So one more option I would like to show you as well, well, two actually, is the conditions. So you can set the rule based on the cart total quantity, total value, total weight, and the total purchase amount, or even based on user order count on previous orders. And then you can set the operator, for instance, greater than 1,000 euros. So if the shopping total purchase amount is higher than 1,000, then you can set the rule, it will apply in that case, okay? So you also have the date and limit rule, so you can have a usage limits as well, and the start and end date. So this is absolutely handy as well in case you want to run a special offer just for 1 week. This is where you use that feature. And then finally, we have our emails here, so you can configure that the way you want. So as you can see, you have the status on and off. You can override this, So when you set up a new user, when someone registers online before approval, you might want to change the content here. So as you can see, thank you for your registration on, and then the site name. Your registration will be manually reviewed. You will get another mail very soon once your request is approved or declined, Now you can change this with your own text if you wanted to, So let me fetch something here. So for instance, you could have something like this, thank you for submitting your request to open a B2B account with, and then your company name. We appreciate your interest in working with us, and So whatever you want to put there, just type in exactly the custom content that you want, and then save changes. And that's basically it. Now, when your B2B customers will register on the website, this is the email they will receive. And again, you can do so with any of them, once they've been approved, once they've been declined, and so on. So you want to be very careful the way you're going to word that, obviously, be very tactful. And then the status here, you can enable that if you want to use them or not. And once these are ready, you can just enable them all. And that's basically it. You're all set and ready to go. And finally, I kept the best for last. So let me show you a few of the add-ons. So if you click on this, you have a few more additional amazing features. I know I've been saying this throughout the whole video, but it's just how comprehensive this solution is. So as you can see, you have the bulk order. So you might want to enable this. So what is that exactly? Well, basically, it will display an order form with all the different products. You can just add them instead of going from one page to the other and adding to cart. It will all be displayed as a form, basically, as you can see on your account. Yeah. So this is one. And you might want to have as well the request a quote enabled as well, in order not to miss out on any sales. If you want customers to be able to negotiate the price with you online, you might want to enable this. So those two here, conversation and request a quote, work hand in hand. So you need to enable this one first and then request a quote. That's basically it. So now we have those two enabled, and the three others are pretty self-explanatory. You can test them out if you want to. So let's go back to our front end now that bulk orders is enabled. So once your user is logged in, so it could be logged in as an end user, maybe a B2B customer, whichever, they have access to their own dashboard when they have access to their orders, their account details, etc. And as you can see, we have an additional tab now that's called bulk order. And if I click on this, I can now order any product on the website without having to go to the page and add to cart every time, So if I was to add this one here, for instance, as you can see, there you go, that's been added. And I can add maybe another one as well. So let's go with this one perhaps. And there you go. As you can see, I just added 2 products in just 2 clicks of the mouse without having to browse through the different categories and so on. And I can just add to cart and proceed as usual, So that's a very handy feature, especially for B2B customers, because they're usually businesses and they don't have much time to waste, So this is going to help them to actually create an order very quickly as well. And right here, as you can see, we have an additional button as well that says request a quote, a custom quote. So basically you could add as many products as you want, especially for B2B. That's very handy, And maybe they reach maybe $10,000 or $10,650. They want to maybe negotiate the price down to 10,000 or something like this, They might request a custom quote. So all you have to do basically is click on this, and I'm going to put the quote title, my email address, put my phone number, and add a message, and then I can submit that to you. And then you can get back to me and then approve the sale, yes or no. It is really up to you after that, But this is going to help you not to miss out on opportunities and close more deals. Very good. So now maybe you want to find out why you should not host your online courses with Udemy, Teachable, Talent LMS, or Kajabi. If this is the case, you can go and watch this video here.